Hey guys, just wanted to show you my Rancilio Silvia and to talk to you about an issue that I've had with it like 4 weeks ago or so. When I was making espresso like I usually do, I noticed that rust started to develop in the Rancilio frame. Now I can't show you the rust now because I got the frame replaced, but so just wanted to kind of tell you what I did, what happened, and how to prevent rust with the Rancilio Silvia. Um, so a few weeks ago, I noticed there was rust on the frame, and I only bought the Silvia. I bought it new from Seattle Coffee Gear like a year ago. Actually, less than a year ago. So I'm thinking that it's under warranty. It's only been 1 year, so I went to the Rancilio Silvia website, tried to get in touch with them, let them know that I have rust developing on the frame. What can you do for me? And honestly, the Rancilio folks, they're really not the greatest when it comes to customer service. And so they basically told me that rust is not covered, and they pointed me out to the warranty policy, and it states explicitly that rust is not covered regardless of when it develops, which is really crazy because if you think about it, an espresso machine, you need two main components or two main ingredients, which is coffee and water. So the fact that water is making the machine rust, it doesn't speak to a very good, craftsmanship. So anyway, long story short, I, reached out to them. They said, no, there's nothing we can do for you. See if your seller can do something about it. So I reached out to Seattle Coffee Gear, and seriously, they have probably one of the best customer service ever. And they told me that they can take care of it, and they're gonna replace the frame. And so they did replace the frame pretty much free of charge when it comes to the actual frame and installation. But I had to pay the shipping. I'm in New Jersey. I had to ship it all the way to Washington State. That cost me like $75 because the machine is like 32 pounds. But so anyway, I guess the reason I'm making this video because I just want to show people just two or three hacks or two or three things that you can do to prevent or reduce at least the possibility of rust developing on the frame. So let me take you first and show you the first thing I did, which is okay. Let's just talk first as to why rust can occur on the Rancilio Silvia. So they say that it's a stainless steel machine. It really is not a stainless steel machine. It has stainless steel panels like these things. That's all stainless steel. But if you look at the actual main frame that's holding everything together, it's made out of metal. That's painted metal. So any scratch on the frame and any water getting into the scratch is going to start developing rust. Also, if you look in here, I don't know if you can see. So here in those seams here, even if it doesn't get scratched, the water leak and it causes rust to also happen. So anyway, let me start by showing you the first thing I did to or help reduce rust. So first thing I did, the drip tray, anything that gets in touch with the frame that can scratch it, pretty much try and reduce any contact with the actual frame, and obviously try and reduce any water getting into the frame nooks and crannies. So the first thing I did, I pretty much painted the drip tray, which made out of metal, I think, or aluminum or stainless steel. I really don't know, but it's made out of metal. And I plasti dipped it, so it has like a rubber coating on it, as you can see. Okay, and So now it's a lot smoother when it comes in touch with the frame. So this is how the drip tray looks like from the factory. Never mind the rust here, but that's really how it is, and that's how I made it look like. It's probably not the prettiest, but I think a less pretty drip tray than a rusted frame. The second thing I did is, if you look at the solenoid valve here, you see that little PVC pipe. That's pretty much where the solenoid valve is. The issue with the solenoid valve is that it's pretty short. So where the pipe is, I installed this pipe. It doesn't come like this from the factory. The solenoid valve, it takes the extra moisture or extra water, and it pushes it into the drip tray. The only issue is the valve is pretty short, so every time the water is coming down, it kind of spits it into the drip tray. And if you have any water, even if you don't, the water end up splashing all over the place, including the frame. So the water ends up going into all the nooks and crannies, obviously causing rust eventually. So pretty much what I did, and what you need to do, just go on eBay, look for a 19 millimeter PVC pipe. You can get it clear or any other color, it doesn't really matter, and just cut like a 4 centimeter piece, which is something like this. That's all you need. And once you have a 4 centimeter pipe like this, again from eBay, I can also post the link for you guys in the description. I got it in like a few days. It only cost me like a few bucks. It's not a big deal. So you cut a piece like this. I think it's 4 centimeters. Diameter is 19 millimeter, and you pretty much stick it up the valve. You just stick it up there, and this will kind of make sure that the water goes into the drip tray directly without splashing all over the place. Okay, so these are the 2 hacks I did so far, or these are the 2 major hacks. Now the other thing I did is to make sure that the cover, which is this, doesn't scratch the frame. So I added this foam here, and I added another piece of foam here. Okay, and that basically makes it less likely for the cover to scratch the frame when it sits on it. The other thing I did, if you look inside the actual cover, I also added more foam to the side. Now this would do 2 different things. One, it's going to eliminate any scratches in here, okay, but it would also do something else. It would make it less likely for, let me show you. It makes it a lot fixed. So you see how it is? You can't take it left and right. It doesn't go left and right, so it doesn't make the kind of noise when the pump is working or anything like that. Doesn't make that clanking noise like a bunch of utensils hitting each other. Okay, so it makes it a lot more fixed, and it doesn't scratch the actual frame. Okay, let's see, what else did I do? Yeah, that's it really. I mean, pretty much what, oh, of course, last thing I did, I sprayed WD-40 in all over these seams. You see here, all of this, there is one more seam, up there. You would have to take this off, this, panel here, this stainless steel panel. You have to take it off. You're gonna have access to the solenoid valve if you want to insert that 4 centimeter pipe, and spray WD-40. Okay, So I sprayed WD-40 here in this, seam here, all over in here, WD-40, and over there, pretty much all over. I sprayed WD-40 anywhere where water can get in touch. And if you're gonna use WD-40, just make sure you don't wipe it. So you spray it all over and just let it sit. Do not wipe it for best rust protection. You don't want to wipe it. It even says so on the actual bottle. So on the actual can. So I really hope this is helpful, for you guys. I've seen a lot of people complain about rust and how their Rancilios or their Silvias, they're just rusting and everything else. And most people don't really think about going back to the manufacturer like I did. I probably thought about doing so because it happened in less than 1 year. But most people, the factory warranty is only 1 year, so most people, they kind of take matters into their own hands, and they disassemble it. They take the frame apart, they just remove the rust, they sand it, they repaint it, which is all fine and dandy. But if you have a new machine, or if you have a machine that's not rusting, just do those few things, and that should reduce or eliminate the chances of developing rust. Other than that, it's a great machine. Consistency and rust are two of the main issues with this machine. Consistency, you can fix it with a PID, like the one I have here. And as far as rust, again, if you do those few things, that should eliminate that too. I wish it came from the factory with more consistency. I wish it came from the factory with better rust protection, especially that it's an espresso machine dealing with water all the time. But I don't think that they did a good job putting this thing together. A lot of people, they say that it's built like a tank or whatever, and maybe it's maybe built like a tank, but it's not properly protected, and it's not properly thought of the right way. But that's it, guys. So if you have any questions about any of the things I did, or where to get some of the stuff, again, I'm gonna post description. I'm gonna post a link in the description for you guys to get the pipe. Other than that, just leave a comment and let me know. Okay, take care.